to Saturday. So fun. I see lots of you that have already been chatting, so welcome, welcome. I can see ahead of me on my iPad, I see all kinds of chat going on. Hi, Shan.
Need a professional website?
Oh my gosh, you guys, we have all the devices. Hang on.
Let me show you how it is.
This is funny. I am actually, we're later today than normal. It is, let's see, it is 1 o'clock Utah time where I am. So people from all over the world. So we have lots of different times going on. Normally we are at 9 Pacific time on Saturdays, but I am teaching at another virtual retreat again this weekend. I talked about that a little bit last week, and actually this is the third weekend in a row that I'm doing that. So things are a little bit crazy at the Concar household right now. Well, if you talk to Nick, my husband, and Sam, they'd say it's not the Concar household that's crazy, it's this one that's crazy, because, you know, that's okay. Anyhow, so just a quick shout out, because I think we may have a few ladies joining us from the virtual retreat that I'm teaching at this weekend. And that is with, let's do this, 3 craft chicks. So, yay, Mindy, there we go. So, I should have been up in the Spokane, Washington area this weekend and last weekend teaching it back-to-back virtual retreats. However, COVID. And Utah, our cases are like out of control. So Michelle Craft, who owns 3 Craft Chicks, which is a scrapbooking and craft store up in that area, she and I decided probably 10 days ago that I wasn't going to fly. And we mutually decided because there's probably not a good time. Now things are even kind of a little bit more going on, and Washington State is back to a level 1. Anyhow, so many things going on. So for a lot of us, our Saturdays are, this is our kind of getaway, right, you guys? This is our, hang on, this is going on over there. I got to fix that. I can see all different kinds of things happening in all the devices. So I have my laptop, I have my iPad, I have my phone, I have my Apple Watch, and they're all like going at the same time for the virtual retreat. So I'm seeing myself like, you know, when you go, well, back in the day, you'd go to a haunted house or a carnival and they'd have the hall of mirrors and you'd get all that. That's what I'm kind of getting right now. Anyhow, so welcome. If you are new to the Saturday listing with Lael sessions, or I guess they've been a little bit more than that, but that's kind of what we've morphed into. Welcome. This is our, and I've lost count. We started March 21st of 2020. And we've been getting together every Saturday since. Some of you watch live, and I love it when you're live, and we have a little chat going. Lots of friendly, well, faces, I guess, I don't know, lots of friendly people on their keyboards, chit-chatting, and such a nice, wonderful group of people from all over the world that join in. So as we're going along, if you have any questions, some of those ladies have literally been here with me every single Saturday. I'm gonna have to find something kind of cool to do for those of you that have been here every single Saturday, because that's just awesome. Now, sometimes you can't make it live, and I always get this question, oh my gosh, I can't make it live this Saturday. After the lives are over, they are, well, they're recorded, so you can always come back and watch the lives at any time. And some of you, I'll get comments on the videos, you know, from way back in week 2 of kind of our coronavirus times back in March. And I love hearing from people that are just kind of stumbling across us, right? What we do on Saturdays. So either way, welcome. Generally, there's a lot that we have going on, and we'll be together hour and a half, anywhere from an hour and a half to 3 hours. And it just depends, because other than today having a list of topics that we're going to cover for our listing, we don't have necessarily a real agenda. I have a little bit of shorter time today because I am teaching at the virtual retreat, and Michelle, that is a dear friend that I work closely with this weekend for the retreat, has graciously said, oh yes, please, 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 please go ahead and do your Saturday like you normally do. We just needed to work the schedule a little bit. So we may need to cut things just a little bit shorter than normal. We'll see. As we're talking, as we're starting to move on, there will be a lot of things that I use. As I'm listing, you guys, there are a lot of things that I use. And whether you've been with me for 1 or 2 sessions, or you've been with me the entire 30 some odd weeks, One of my favorite sayings is you do you. So I will be using different product. I might be using washi. I might be using stamps. I always encourage you to pull from what you have. So pull from what you have and just start working. If you see something that I use, in most cases, I will link to it. So you can get an idea of what I'm using and where you might be able to find that. I always, always, always encourage you to shop local. So if you have a local scrapbook store, those of you that are obviously in the Airway Heights area that are here for the retreat, you guys have been doing lots of shopping virtually this weekend with 3 Craft Chicks. So always encourage to shop local first. And local, I mean your small, local independent business, whether that's a scrapbook store or, whatever it is. Shopping local is really important, especially this time of year. I saw something funny that said the Jeffs, like Jeff Bezos of Amazon, the Jeffs have all the money they need this season. So if you can shop local, that helps a lot of people out, including me and Michelle and my other scrapbook store owner friends and the local coffee shop down the street. Well, maybe a local coffee drive-through down the street, whatever that may be. There are a couple of things, though, that I want to talk about first. And there is something that is very near and dear to my heart that I am participating in this weekend. And it's virtual, and it's in addition to, well, it's not really this weekend. It starts Sunday night. A friend of mine and a friend in our crafting community. The crafting community, there's some of us that have been doing this a long time. And one of our friends lost her husband in October. And the friend is Liz Kartchner. Sorry. But she lost her husband very unexpectedly. And Collin did some amazing things for the world. And I just want to mention, I have included a link, the very, very tip top of this session. And I won't bring us down. We'll get happy in again. But there are many of us in the crafting community that have come together, and we are doing an auction this weekend to help bring some light and positivity to the Kartchner family this holiday season. So there's some amazing things that are being auctioned off from all different kinds of makers in our industry, and I'd really encourage you to visit that link. It's on Instagram. I've included the link, and the auction starts tomorrow night, which is Sunday night, the 22nd. That starts at 7 p.m. Eastern, and it will go through Wednesday, which is, my days are all mixed up. Wednesday the 25th at noon Eastern. So I encourage you to go visit that. And when we flip the camera, I'll just show you part of that is part of what I'm auctioning. Or not, you know what I mean. Part of what I'm doing for the auction. Okay. Sadness doesn't go away, but sadness will put in the corner for a while and come back to it later, right? Anyhow, on a happy note, we did a little giveaway last weekend. We'll also do one this weekend and even next weekend too. So many of you know the listed stamps that I worked with a very wonderful artist. Her name is Andy. And I shouldn't say we, I said, oh my gosh, I really need stamps that are like these. And a mutual friend kind of hooked us together and said, hey, let's make this happen. So I have been offering these. They are now back in stock. But Andy, the amazing person that she is, when she sent me my last shipment, she put together some giveaways. So last week, I'll show you what the giveaways are because we're doing the same thing this week again too. So the listed stamp, this really fun, I'm trying to read backwards, Ella Love stamp. So cute little kind of thank you, darling little stamp set there. And then her little logo is a little sloth. So Sam, many of you know Sam, our almost 20-year-old son. He saw this the other day. He's like, Mom, that's the coolest sticker ever. I'm like, yeah, well, it is. It is, my friend. And then a cute little pin. So that's the little giveaway that Andy has provided. This is all Andy. So we have 2 winners for this week. During last week's listing session, I just asked you guys to comment on the video, not during the chat, but comment on the video. And I asked you, oh yes, Mariana, her name is Andy. Her name is Andy. And I have, in my store, I have that stamp. But you can see, well, you'll be able to see her little, it's Andy K art. She's amazing, a wonderful person and does beautiful art. So last week, the deal was I asked you guys to comment and tell me what one of your favorite toys was, because that was the list we were doing last week. So I went through all those comments this morning, and I randomly picked 2 people to win each one of those little packages. And one is Robin Chartier, I think that may be how to pronounce it. Robin Chartier. The other one is Josephine Designs. So at some point in the next couple of days, I will go back on your comment, ladies, in the last week, and I will, got to get my mind back on track. I will comment and then let you know how to get in a hold of me so I can send you those wonderful prize packs from Andy. Now, don't be sad. I saw a couple of you say, oh my gosh, I totally forgot about that. Well, Andy sent me multiples of those, you guys, so we'll do another giveaway this week as well. So the deal with the giveaway is just after the video is over, go ahead and leave a comment, not in the chat, but on the video, and tell me one thing that you're thankful for. That is one of the lists that we will be doing today because it's that time of year, right? We're nearing Thanksgiving in the US, and we're kind of thinking about what we're thankful for. So after we're done, go in the comments and leave a comment on what you're thankful for. Next week, I will draw 2 more winners. Okay. Very last, well, almost last thing I want to mention before I flip the camera. We are nearing Black Friday, Cyber Monday-ish week, month, year. But that is happening next week. So I will have some really fun bundles and a couple of Traveler's Notebooks and some inserts for Black Friday through Cyber Monday. So just if you don't already subscribe to my emails, you might want to do that. So you can just go to my website, or I've also included a link in the description of this video. So you can click on that and you'll get my email about the sale. Okay, now let's go ahead and flip the camera. So those of you that have been with me for a long time, ooh, don't turn those on yet. You know, you just want to hold on for a second because we are going to flip and rotate. Oh, goodness, that was a couple arms flipped and rotated there. All righty. Oh, I should tell you, the retreat this weekend and last weekend's a Christmas retreat. That's why I had those Christmas things. Oh gosh, I thought that was upside down. Good. Stamps. The stamp ink is upside down, not the video. All right. So what I wanted to do really quickly, and now I'm seeing all of you. Hello, hello. Donna and Evalicious Crafts and Debbie and Patty. Yes, Small Business Saturday. That's a big one too. Patty. I know Patty from a scrapbook store in Minnesota called Firefly Farm. All right, you guys. Oh, good. Josephine, you're on. I love that. That is so fun. Love it when someone's live and they hear they won a prize. Did you keep your hands and arms inside the ride? Yes, Kylie. I know we always have to remember to keep our hands and arms inside the ride at all times. And Mariana, I just have to repeat what you just said. She said her wallet went to Carrie Bradford, which, believe me, makes me just as happy. Carrie is a dear friend of mine. Many of you, if you've been tuning in for a while, I'll use her stamps all of the time. So, yes, I'm glad that you were supporting Carrie, or really any small business. All right, so I just wanted to quickly show this. This is part of the auction that I am doing for the Kartchner family for Christmas. So you'll see the whole bundle if you go to the link that I shared at the beginning of in the description of the video. And you'll not only see what I'm doing, but then what all of the other makers are doing as well. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's right. That's one of my red ones. I have 3 red ones that I'm working with right now. Actually, that one that I just pulled was from one of the demos I did at the virtual retreat I'm teaching at this weekend. So let's grab the right one. Hang on, guys. I am going on, this is not uncommon, about 3.5 hours of sleep from last night. So here we go. That wasn't far. Anyhow, this is part of what I am doing during the auction for the Kartchner family. So it is one of the red scallop traveler's notebooks that you have seen me use. Blurry. Okay, hang on 1 second. One thing that I will just try to do real quick. Let's make sure. Hang on. I'm going to go just grab a little Kleenex real quick and then wipe off my lens. That may be what it is. If it's still blurry after that, it may be on your end, but let me just double check. Okay, let's see if that helps. Okay, good. Well, that'll just clean us up a little bit otherwise. So the scallop red traveler's notebook, but I have also decorated it. So this is part of the auction that the winning bid will receive the decorated traveler's notebook. I've added a couple of clips that I made, 4 inserts, and then there's lots of other things that are part of that little auction item. So you'll find all that information in the link, and I would just encourage you guys to just visit it and show support. It is a Doodlebug TN, Bianca. Yes, that red is one of the reds that I have on my website, but it is a Doodlebug TN. Okay, oopsie, lost my charm. I'll need to add that back. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we'll take a quick look at our list from last week. Now, sometimes when I have extra time in between, which I didn't this time, you will see the progress I made where we ended off from our last list. So, which I have not done because retreat. So this is where I still am from last week. If you missed last week, we did 3 lists. One was states I've been to, and you can see where I've started. My life should slow down in about maybe 10 days. So that's my plan, kind of part of over the holidays, is to work on my December documented project, but then also come in and finish some of my list. So that's the states I've been to. The next one that we did was what I love about my furry friend, whether it's a current furry friend or a past furry friend. So we have a cat. I did a few things I love about our cat. And then over here, I have left some space for, we used to have dogs when I was a kid. So I thought it'd also be fun to do a kind of now and then. So cat now, dog then. And then the last one, and we had so much fun with this. Still definitely in progress, but this list was favorite toys. And so there was so much great interaction and chatting going on about our favorite toys. And we're all different ages, right? So there are a lot of us on here that watch the videos, and we're all different ages. So it was fun to see kind of the different age groups, because I could tell people that were about my age. I could tell people that were probably a little bit older, and then some that were definitely younger. Tracy, I am, from what I'm seeing, I am not frozen. So I'm watching as well. If you are frozen, you may need to, okay, yeah, Tracy, it may be on your end. So you may need to try to refresh, and if that doesn't work, maybe pop out and pop back in. So those are my 3 lists from last week. Clearly, I will keep working on those. One of the things, if you have missed any of our listing topics, generally we do 2 to 3 lists a week. It just depends. Joe, that is a great question. Do you have to be on Instagram to be part of the auction? The auction is on Instagram. We needed to pick one platform that all of the makers could kind of participate in and be able to share the same login and account. So it is on Instagram. One of the things, you know what, let me just do some thinking, and I'll go back to there are a couple of individuals that are kind of heading up the whole auction. So I'll go back and just see if they've put any thought to how we could make it available to people that are on Instagram. So I will come back and put a comment on the video later. Okay, so for today's list, turning the page. Now, you can, if you're using a traveler's notebook, great. You can be doing your list in a traveler's notebook. If you use a composition book or you use a spiral notebook, whatever that it is that you use for whatever works for you. You might even just have a pad of paper, and this could just be just fun. You're just taking a little bit of time out of your day and having a little fun crafting and being social. Being social in our new norm of social, right? So our first list that we will be doing is things that I am thankful for. This time of year, right, it's Thanksgiving. So a lot of times we're thinking about things that we're thankful for. we're in the middle of a worldwide pandemic, and in a lot of cases, that's making us look at things that we're thankful for. If we still have a roof over our heads, or we're able to feed our family, or we're not sick, we have our health, right? That's a huge one right now. So I thought, you know what, this is a great time of year for us to make a list of things that we're thankful for. And sometimes a list like this, you can do any time of year. Especially, maybe it's the middle of summer and maybe you're just having a really kind of rough spot in life. You're kind of going over a speed bump and you are having a hard time. Sometimes if you sit down and write a list about this, things I'm thankful for, and that doesn't have to be a decorated list, right? That could just be on a piece of scratch paper, but stopping and saying, this is what I'm thankful for. And it literally could be, I'm thankful to have a pet that gives me comfort. I'm thankful for jelly bellies because they make me happy, right? There's no one judging you. You decide what you want to be thankful for. They could be big things, they could be little things. It's your list, so you get to decide. I think, though, what's really interesting about a list like this, and we talk about this a lot when we're doing our listing, is that in some cases this ends up being a little bit of a time capsule, right? So my list may focus on some things today for me that if I had done this 2 years ago, they might not have even hit my radar. Or maybe 20 years ago, they certainly may not have hit my radar. So I think this is another one of those lists that if you maybe add to your list of lists that you want to do every so often. It's kind of a good way to look back and see how things have changed over time and how your perspective changes over time, right? It does, Kylie. So Kylie just left a comment in the chat that said, it's such a simple thing, but brings all that as positive as forward. And this year has been crazy with a capital C. And a capital Z mixed in there too. And a Y and an A and an R. One of the things that I was doing, I think I want to say maybe last year, I had a positivity tracker that I was doing every day in my traveler's notebook. So if I was doing that right now, and I really probably should start doing that again, this would say November. And I would have 1 through 30 September. Had to go through that in my head. 1 through 30. The days in November, and every day at the end of the day, I would just sit down and I would write one thing, one positive thing that happened that day. And again, a positive thing could be, gosh, I didn't have to wait in line at the grocery store, or I had a really good dinner, or I received an email that made me happy, or I got a chance to read my book for 10 minutes before bed. Whatever it is, whatever was something positive in your life. And you define what's positive, right? They could be big, they could be little, but sometimes, just as right now, this thankful list may help us kind of get through what we're going through. The daily positivity tracker, for me, kind of when I was in a little bit of a rough spot, also helped to keep me focused on some of the positive as opposed to the negative. So with all that said, let's go ahead and start decorating, and then we'll do our list. I have pulled out, I thought for this, and this will probably, I've used the Cozy Days collection from Simple Stories a number of times throughout the fall. So this, after this time, I will probably start breaking up the pieces and putting them in with the rest of my product. So generally what I do when I start working with a new collection, I put it all together in one of my little envelopes. Well, it would be like this. It would all be together in a little envelope like this. So this is the Avenues collection. So I'm still working with that all together in one envelope so that anytime I think I want to work with something from that collection, I have it all there. So I opened up my little plastic envelope like that of, there it is. Nope, that's not it. Of Cozy Days, and I pulled some of the things out. Once I've kind of worked my way through that collection for a while, which I think I'm kind of at that point now, I will start breaking out the pieces. So no longer would it be in the Cozy Days envelope. I might put it in a fall envelope with a bunch of other fall products. Or these little critters, I might decide to put in a little envelope that has little animals and things. I don't know. But that's kind of how I organize my product as I am working with it. I get questions about that all the time. Still on my to-do list. is a video, kind of a storage video on how I organize all my supplies. This little pocket that I shared, I've shared that a ton of times. That I've linked to in the description of the video. Those are just pockets that I grab on Amazon. Okay, so I've picked 2 papers that I think I will use from that Cozy Days pad. Because I really want to focus on a little bit more of those little things. But I thought these would kind of be fun. And I'm going to do a little double layer, I think. So I don't very often do a double layer, but I think that's what we'll do. So I will bring out my big giant trimmer. Just because it's just, once you get used to a trimmer, as I've been teaching at this virtual retreat over the weekend, I have pulled out my little trimmer and just not used to it. So we're back to the big guy. My inserts that I use when I am listing, they are standard wide. So they're called standard wide. They are 8.25, which is standard. The wide is 5. So standard is 8.25 by about 4.33. Standard wide's a little bit wider. 8.25 by 5. So when I start cutting down my papers, I know that I want to have a little bit of a border, a little bit of a white border. I always like a little bit of a white border. So if this is 5 inches wide, this side of my page, then I know I probably want to go to 4.75, 4 3/4. That should give me a little bit of a border on that side. And because my pad is 6 by 8, using a 6 by 8 pad, which those are great to use for your traveler's notebooks because they are 6 by 8. So I'm, have lots of paper options without having to waste a lot. So that will be my base. I need to grab my little corner rounder here. Forgot to pull that ahead of time. Oh, I just remembered something that I was thinking about, and I don't think I ever finished my thought. If you ever miss any of the listing sessions, I have a playlist that I have linked in the description of this video, and I always try to include it in the description of all the videos, at least the last dozen or so. I have a playlist, and the playlist has all the videos from all of our listing sessions. And in each of the videos, you have a link to the topics, the list topics for that video. So if you want to know ahead of time before you start watching a past video what the list topics are, you can just click the link. For a future, if you've just stumbled upon me, and I know lots of people just stumble, the day before, at least the day before, I send out an email with a link to our list topics for the next day. Last night, I apologize, it was late, and my photo that I normally use was really, really simple, just because life, right? Too much going on. So that was 4 3/4. So I think probably what I want to do, I think maybe 4 1/4. That will be good, because then I still get a little bit of that checkerboard in the background. Now, here's something that's interesting. I thought those 2 papers would look nice together. But now that I see them like this, I'm like, ooh, yeah, there's a lot of checks and crosses and things going on there. So I don't mean crosses, I mean, you know what I mean. I think that's probably too much. I need a little bit of a different alternative pattern. So that guy is not going to work. That's the other side. So that could potentially work. Let's leave that out and see. Nope, that won't work for the same reason, because check on check we don't like. That could potentially work. You know what? Actually, I think I'm going to go with that because it's still pretty neutral. But the pattern is a good contrast, and I like the pink in there. One of the things I love about this collection is that, I think we did 4 1/2. Let's look. Simple Stories. This is a Cozy Days. This is a Simple Stories collection, and they have added pink to that fall palette, which I love. It's just kind of a little bit of a fun change that still brightens it up a little bit from your traditional fall. Now, it has lots of traditional fall colors in it as well. So I think the pink's just kind of a fun balance. A man is supposed to come. He'll be here later today to put the Christmas tree lights on our house. And so I just heard some noise, and I have to remember that he's going to be here, because in a minute he'll be like right in front of my window, and he'll probably startle me. So if all of a sudden you hear me jump or let out a little sound, that's why. There's also the house across the street from ours that they're building. They are roofing today. So if you were with me a couple Saturdays, let's get this off. If you were with me a couple Saturdays ago, they were also roofing a house across a different way from us. So anyhow, it's just a constant. Earlier this summer, or even spring, I was joking that we live in what did I say? A gravel processing facility, or I don't know, whatever. So really quick, I just want to come across a couple of the comments because I just saw, let's see. Oh, good, Kathy. So Kathy Meredith is also jumping over from the 3 Craft Chicks retreat. I love that. Terry, what would you say is your favorite color? Oh, Lordy. And I like the way you worded that. You probably didn't mean to. What would you say is your favorite colors? Exactly. What is my favorite colors? I have a lot. If you look back, if we were to sit here and kind of go through, well, it's hard because there's Halloween in there, but I would say probably 2 because there are, well, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 or 10 or 12. This pink I gravitate towards a lot. And look at that. Pink. Kim is right on track with the yellow, right? So I'm in Halloween pink, right? There's the pink again. I like the teal too. So maybe pink and teal, and that reminded me. The squirrel. Anyhow, yes, favorite colors. I'd say right now, probably pink, teal, and yellow, which just gave me a great idea. I'm going to add to my list of lists that I have going for us. I want to write down, let's do like a favorite color or a favorite color combination. There's lots of them. So there we go. I have to write those down, or else if I don't write that down right now, I will never remember. I'll totally forget. So anyway, and I just saw one more thing. Which one isn't my favorite color? Oh, Collin, you know, right? Purple. Purple is just nothing against purple. And I know a lot of people are very passionate about purple. It's just not one of my colors. It's okay. It can be your color. Mariana just asked a question. Are we having a live next weekend? So here's the deal. Yes, Nick and I had quite the conversation. I don't know, maybe last night or the night before or something, or early in the morning. I have no balance. I'm not a balanced person. The word balance does not exist in my vocabulary, which sometimes causes a problem. So Nick said that he's like, you are going to take 4 days off this week, because really I probably work 14 or 15 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I'm not glorifying busy. I hate that. I hate that. I'm just chatting as we're working. I need to have a little bit of white here so I can write my list. So that's what I'm doing now. I have started with a 8.5 by 11 piece of white cardstock. And that is generally what I do. I buy white cardstock that's 8.5 by 11. I buy it from Amazon. I have linked to it in the description of the video. And I do 8.5 by 11 because I can basically get 2 5 by 8.25s out of one sheet. So I've already just pre-cut that down just to save us a little bit of time. We'll just come in here instead of guessing. We'll do that, and we'll probably do that. Oh, actually, no. On this one, I wanted to do something different. So let's try that. Make it a little bit skinnier. Anyhow, so I said, oh, yeah, you're right, Nick. I do. I need to take, this is a good time. I can, take some time off this coming week. And I went, oh, no, hold on. What about Saturday? What about our Saturday sessions? Because I've said it before, and I will continue to say it again. Our Saturday sessions, you guys, it's like therapy for me, right? I just get to talk about whatever. I get to talk about whatever I want to, and you guys either listen, or you put it on mute, or you don't show up. So, and jokingly, right? I mean, but a little bit serious, but a little bit joking. Okay, I don't like that. That's not going to work. And this is, you guys, this is part of what it's all about. It's very casual. It's very informal. I'm basically playing, right? And then you guys are hanging out and playing with me. So there's not a lot of structure to these sessions, as I mentioned, with the exception of we have list topics, and I will do things. I don't come in with a lot of planning ahead of time because I think part of that is helpful. I mean, I know what list topics we're going to do, and I have to somewhat pick at least a subset of product that I want to work with, because if I don't, then we would be here literally, we'd never stop. Yeah, what I didn't like there was that rounded corner. So I rounded those corners, and I probably shouldn't have rounded the pink now that I look at it, but guess what? It is what it is. So, but I didn't like that round. That's why I did that. That's why I started over. And guys, a lot of this is very much a process. This is how I work when I'm playing. Sometimes things work and sometimes they don't. So you may try something and go, yeah, no, I didn't like that at all. And then you pull something out and pull something back in. So that's what we're doing. Let's see here. The playing is hard, Candace. So Candace just said, I'm not very good at playing. That's why I'm here on Saturdays to learn how to play. There's something that happens when we're in kindergarten, right? When we're in kindergarten, we think we are the most amazing artist ever. We come home. Hi, Rachel. We come home and we bring our artwork from kindergarten home, and our family's like, wow. Okay, so Mariana, totally off track. And I need to keep working because this is what's happening. And when I don't sleep, this is what happens too. So the squirrel, our friend Scout of the Squirrel, is very much with us today, as are, I think, several of his friends. Let me get back to Mariana's question. Yes, Nick, my husband, doesn't run my life, believe me, but he is making sure that I take some time this weekend. But I said, oh my gosh, so what about our Saturday session? I can't not do that. I need that. That's my creative release. That's the only time that I get to play. He goes, okay, well, I guess you can do that. So Mariana, yes, we are doing next Saturday. That is Saturday the 22nd. Saturday the 22nd. We will be listing. We'll be back to our regular time too. So if you want to list with us next Saturday at 9 a.m. Pacific, then you can. Otherwise, then you may catch a replay. Now I don't even remember where. You're good, Mariana. That wasn't you. That's just me getting sidetracked. So I know one of you. Oh, golly. Yeah. Sorry, you guys. So here we go. I have a calendar on the wall, and clearly I don't even know what day it is. Saturday the 28th. Thank you. Saturday, November 28th. We will be together again next weekend, back to our regular standard time. All right. So I am coming in and outlining, which some of you know by now, that's just what I do. If you are new, then that's what I do. I just pretty much outline everything. It's just a little tweak that I do. And it's to the point where if I don't do that, it looks really odd. So that's what I'm doing. Outline. No, I don't remember what in the world. Yeah, thanks, Lales Nick. Exactly. So this will surprise you. Some of you, this will surprise you. Nick's golfing. We are at that time in Utah where the fall, we're headed winter very soon. His life continues to be safe. I'll tell him. He'll appreciate that, Mariana. That he likes to play golf, right? That's his thing, and that's how he's his stress reliever. And while there's no snow on the ground, even if it's really cold, you can still, later in the day, golf once the frost is gone. So he's golfing today. Many of you know that that's kind of his Saturday thing. But for a while there, he was popping on in the middle of our sessions, and he'd be like, hey, hi, how's it going? Well, I'm on the 9th green, and whatever. We'd all kind of laugh at him and chuckle. So there we go. That was just a little bit too long for the title that I wanted to use there. So that little thankful I've just pulled out of the die cuts for Cozy Days. That, you guys, Cozy Days collection, holy cow. That was a top seller for Simple Stories. I can tell you that, because I can tell you that there are a couple things that I did that I was no longer able to do anymore, like a class, because they sold out of some of the little products, which is good. That's really nice for a manufacturer when they sell out of products, because What you don't want to have happen as a manufacturer is to have lots of extras after that season is over. So I'm going to the sticker book. The sticker book, I just added them this morning, 2 more sticker books. I had pulled them as I was trying to make more of one of my scrapbook kits, my mini book kits. So I had pulled everything I could. I consumer shopped from a couple of different online stores, went to all my store friends and said, oh my gosh, do you have any more of these? And anyhow, long story, but let's see. Anyhow, oh yeah, 2 more of those that I added back. Okay, after I put together the last few kits I could. So do we want to use that, or do we maybe want to use one of those? You guys, we have some folks that I've just barely caught that have jumped on from some places, some cool places. I think I saw in Iceland, maybe in Iceland. And I just saw Tina is here from the UK. Kylie said, did Sam bring you your breakfast with ketchup today? Oh my gosh, that was a hoot. Sam's our almost 20-year-old that one day came in, Mom, I made you some hash browns. And he literally brings in the plate with ketchup. Like as we're doing this. And I'm like, Sam, sweetie, thank you so much, but yeah, not gonna work. It was sweet, so you can't look a gift horse in the mouth, but we kind of got a chuckle. All right, so let's see. Now did I put that there already? I did, I already put that there, not sure why. So let's see, I am just kind of going to move some things around here, see what I have. I pulled some of the little pieces that I thought I might maybe do some layering down here in the corner. So my list is, sometimes our lists have a lot of things on them, right? Like sometimes one of my lists might have 60 or 70 things on them. And so I don't have a lot of room for things. This thankful is a little bit more, well, not things like I'm thankful for ketchup on my hash browns that my son Sam brings me in the morning while I'm teaching a class. No, that's not going to work there. So let's see. Nope, not gonna work. Okay, so let me show you something. Let me show you, I think sometimes it helps to see why I decide things don't work. So you can see I like the raccoon because I tried this raccoon and then I also tried this raccoon. This guy I felt like was just a little bit too big, right? So I don't think he's going to work. Then I thought, oh, this raccoon could work. Well, this guy definitely does not work because once I put him up there, holy cow, we've got checkers, and then we have a pink, and then a different color pink, and then different color grays. So that was just too much. So that's why I decided a no on that guy. So I like this leaf, but I really don't like the stem. Hopefully I don't regret this, because if I do, well, oh well. I didn't really like the stem on there. So let's see. Well, now I have a stemless leaf. So that still may work, but I may try to pull in a little, do a little bit more layering up here, just to pull in a few more little pieces. Yeah, not really happening. Nope, that's not working. A few more pieces. Let's go back to here and see what we have. Maybe this guy. Oh, I need to grab these. Sometimes, you guys, things come together really easily. And sometimes not so quickly, right? And then we always say, you know what, it's just a list, right? So it doesn't have to be perfect. And I think sometimes that's what prohibits us from playing. Oh, I know. I just had my train of thought come back. Someone had mentioned that she comes here, maybe Collin, for permission to play. So something happens when we are little kids, right? When we're in kindergarten, we come home from school and we have our drawings and our family's like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. That's the most amazing thing that ever it is. Now, tell me what that is again, because a lot of times your family's like, yeah, not sure what that is, but, and you thought that you were such a good artist. Well, something happens between like kindergarten and first grade, and I don't know if that's when it happens, so we're just throwing that out there. But something happens where our brain switches because somebody at one point told us that whatever we made was ugly, or whatever we made was juvenile, or whatever we made was not pretty, or whatever, right? And so we start thinking, well, I'm not good at that. I'm not an artist. I couldn't possibly do that, right? And not that what we're doing is art, right? We're just being creative. Well, I guess it's a little bit art, but we're just being creative. And we're still stuck with that stupid thing that we learned, unfortunately, when we were in kindergarten, that we can't do something, or we can't paint, or we can't, I don't know, whatever else you think you can't do. Cook. For me, I can't cook. Sam will tell you that. Nick's really pretty good about not saying that, but Sam will kind of tell you that. He's like, yeah, Mom, you can't cook. Dad's a much better cook than you. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Next time you're hungry, don't come to me. Anyhow, but we have to give ourselves permission to play, right? I mean, and it's just, we just start moving things around. If you don't like where something is, lift it up, put something under it. If you still don't like where something is, then set it off to the side and try something different. So we're just starting to get a little bit of a layering thing going there. That space right there. I don't like it right there. So let's see if we can pop something else in there. And then if you don't like it, I don't care. And I mean that in, of course, the best way possible, right? I mean that we all should be doing art like this or crafting like this for ourselves. And you may see something that someone else did and you're like, oh my gosh, what were they thinking? That's like horrible. But guess what? If they liked it and they got something out of it, maybe they had a horrible week at work and they just needed a little bit of time to play. And for them, if that's what came out of their session, or they're, being crafty, or, experimenting with something, maybe it's even a recipe. Experimenting with the recipe, and if it did nothing else but give them, some relief from whatever they had going on that week, then that's awesome, right? That is awesome. So I always try to, and we're all human, so sometimes we judge, but we shouldn't. So I always try to remember, you know what? Not judge, because we don't know what somebody may be going through, and that may have, maybe their parent just was in the hospital for COVID, or maybe they just lost their job, or whatever. So I'm just rambling today, you guys. You can tell I haven't had much sleep. Just rambling away. Although some of you were like, Lael, always. That's what you're always doing, friend. And it is. Because this is like my stream of consciousness. Oh, see, now when I said therapy, now you know what I'm talking about. Because I'm just chit-chatting away. Okay, so now maybe I liked a couple of these pieces, maybe in the corner, and these really don't have anything to do with being thankful, right? But they could work. No, not there. Okay, we'll start with these two. We'll start with these two. I always think, oh, I like it when I see people do things cockeyed. And then I try to do it. I'm like, yeah, it just doesn't work for me. I love it when I see people do little things off to an angle, but generally when I do them, they just look weird to me. So nice little stack of books. There's a little candle. Over here, there were some, what was I looking for? I was looking for there's a little coffee mug or something in here. I want to say, here, maybe one of these little guys. I thought there was going to be an animal in here, like a little critter in here somewhere, but maybe not. The critter may not happen. This little guy, though, is sure cute. But that's weird, right? That little critter. Yeah, no critter. No critter on this list. Okay, maybe a little coffee cup. There, that'll work. That would be good. little coffee cup, and I picked that color coffee cup. There are a number of coffee cups there, but I picked that color because I didn't want to do the blue because there's already a blue and a blue. The pink, I already have a lot of pink going on. That color is already up there, and the green, I don't really have much going on. So that's why I picked that little coffee cup when I had 5 to choose from. All right, so that's a good start to a little cluster down there. And then we may want to do maybe a little heart over in here somewhere. Maybe right there because, nope, not there. I feel like we need something maybe over here. Maybe there? Nope, don't like that there either. Maybe there? Yeah, up there. So just move things around. When they are little die cuts, they don't have adhesive on the back, so you can move them around. Actually, there are now more. Oh gosh, where was that? Where did I like it? Oh yeah, I liked it right there. I need to, though, bring in a different color because those are too close to the same. So I'll come back over here, and there will be another heart in here. Probably not a pink because too much pink. Maybe this orange color would go well. When it's a sticker and you can't really move stickers everywhere easily, that's when I pull out these little guys. So my little tweezers, because then I can kind of still hold on to them and move them around and decide where I want that. So I think I would like to have that. Nope. It's going to live right there because, no, it's not. You know what? Leave it. It's going to live right there. So things I'm thankful for. I think what I might do is, well, let's see. Where's my list of things I'm thankful for? Because I had to do a list ahead of time. So I have a list going on over to the side. All right, things I am thankful for. So I just caught Kylie. I saw bacon. So here's the thing. You could be thankful for bacon. I also saw dry cleaner. I know these are totally different things, not things that we're thankful for. But you could say dry cleaner. Although maybe you are thankful for a dry cleaner because it looks like Sonna does, well, not dry cleaning, but she does a lot of laundry. So you could be totally thankful for her. Okay, so here we go. Oh, she runs a garment business in Atlanta for busy people and side hustlers. Perfect, see? So there may be people that are putting that on their list because they're probably very thankful for that service. Okay, things I'm thankful for. And now we'll start our list. So I think what I'm going to do actually, right here is kind of a big blank space right there. So I might just grab a little bit of washi to fill that space in. But that also may be something that I have to do after the fact. Actually, it will be something that I do after the fact because I have a lot of washi and I need to figure out the little strip. I'll just put probably like a little strip right there. So it'll kind of look like I took the washi to adhere that list to the back part of the page. So things that I am thankful for. The very, 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 very number one thing that I am thankful for is my husband. Is Nick. He, you guys, is the most amazing man, and I am so lucky to have him. He helps me so much. He helps me so much with my business. I definitely take him for granted, as a lot of us take people in our lives for granted. I'll have to make him come back and watch this, and that is not why I am saying that. But especially kind of what we were talking about earlier with Lizzie losing her husband, it really kind of puts things in perspective. And last night, I was working at the retreat, and then I had a bunch of stuff to do, and I stopped, and I went, you know what? I just need to go tell him thank you and how much I appreciate him. And I think he's kind of like, what? Because that's sad when people that you appreciate and are thankful for, you tell them thank you, and they're like, wait a minute, what? Because that tells you it's a little bit out of character, so that probably tells you that you need to do that more often. I was just looking for a few more hearts because I'm going to run out of hearts. So I definitely realize how fortunate I am to have him in my life. We've been married 25 years. We were 25 years in May. Sonia, I'm grateful for the eyeglass chain. Who else loses the glasses that are on their face? And see, I love that because guess what? All of our lists can be different. I think it would be really fun to do a list about things like that. I'm thankful for my eyeglass chain. I am thankful for buttermints because buttermints make me happy. And buttermints, if they make me happy, I can be thankful for them, right? You could be thankful for TV. You could be thankful for books, a library. I mean, really, you could be thankful for, like I said, Jelly Bellies. Anything. You can tell I have Jelly Bellies here. You can be thankful for whatever you want. But Nick's on there. I am extremely thankful for the good friends I have in my life. I have some friends that I have known since college, both male and female, and they happen to be like our best friends as a couple. So Nick has two friends he went to college with. One of them married my best friend from college, and they're the ones that hooked Nick and I up. And then one of their fraternity brothers, I'm also wonderful, amazing best friends with her. And she's a Karen. Well, okay, hold on, sorry. She is not a Karen. Her name is Karen, and we have lots of Karens that participate. So when I said she's a Karen, I meant that she is one of the fellow Karens that participates, like Karen Haynes. Or there's 3 or 4 Karens that normally participate. She's not a Karen, though, like, you know, the meme Karen. So it's kind of fun that, anyhow, I'm thankful for my those friends. I am thankful for some amazing friends I have as neighbors. I am thankful for some of the store friends I have, the friends that I work with, like my friend Michelle that I'm teaching at her retreat this weekend. So I have been very fortunate to have some very good friends in my life. Another one is reconnecting. And this one I'm not doing a lot of explaining on in my writing. Sometimes I will do a lot of like explaining next to them. And reconnecting, what I mean is reconnecting with my dad. Not that we ever were not connected, but you guys, I've talked about this a little bit if you've been with me for a while. My dad lost his wife in May, middle of coronavirus, and we actually, very long story short, moved my dad back to Utah. It's too big, maybe. Moved my dad back to Utah in June. And so, honestly, I have probably spent more time with my dad since he has been back in Utah than I have in, honestly, probably since I was a kid. My dad was in the Navy. He was a fighter pilot, naval aviator, I think they like to call it. Fighter pilot. And so my dad was gone a ton when I was growing up. A ton. That's just part of that life, right? When you have a parent in the military, that's kind of what happens. And then my parents got divorced in high school, and my dad moved back to California. And so, you know, and I was in high school and then in college, and that's the time of your life when, you know, you have different priorities than family, and that's just what happens, right? That's just reality. That's just what happens. And so, you know, in the last close to 6 months, I have spent more time with him, really, probably since I was a kid. So I'm thankful for the reconnecting. All right, so here I was just looking for, if you're wondering what I'm doing as I'm flipping through, I was just looking for some a few larger hearts again, but no larger hearts, so that's okay. We'll just use what we have. Oh, Kylie, I'm sorry. Kylie just mentioned, she said, cherish every moment, even the bad. Lost my dad in April, right? Yeah, that is, I'm so sorry. And you know what? There's never a good time for that. And you know what I mean? Not that there's ever a good time for that, but now with COVID happening, it just makes things so much more difficult and complicated when you have a loved one that passes away. Because you can't, well, it's a little bit harder. Some people do, no judging, but it's a little bit harder to have memorials and different things like that with COVID going on. So it's just a horrible time. And Kim Pope, yes, Kim, we chatted about that a little bit. She and I did earlier this week. She had an awful car accident, and she's thankful for insurance, right? Also, I think thankful for her boys that got there very quickly to help her. So, yeah, there's a lot to be thankful for right now. Reconnecting. Okay. And this one, you guys, this is one that means something so different right now. Health. You know, you kind of feel like, listen, I'm thankful for my health. I'm thankful for world peace. I'm thankful for, you know, whatever. And I don't mean to, okay, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said whatever. I do not mean to, by any means, I don't mean to trivialize either health or world peace. What I mean is now, especially more than anything, I think that health for a lot of us is a really, really, really big deal. We're seeing family members get really sick or maybe unfortunately pass away. Evilicious Crafts, I'm so sorry for your dad. So sorry. It's just such a horrible time. It's so hard. But I think health-wise right now, a lot of us are appreciating our health even more. And I always, every year, go through at the beginning of the year, I need to be more healthy and da-da-da-da, and then resolution, and then it kind of fails. That is one, well, that'll come to my next list, things I want to do more of. So bookmark that and we'll get there soon. Another one is, let's see, which order do I want to put these in? Actually, I'm going to pull this guy off. Move this. And this one's going to be just a little bit longer. So this is kind of a twofold. Okay. This is, and I am not, you guys, I hope that you know me by now. This is not something I'm throwing out there because of people are here. The support of my small business, you guys, this year, I can't even tell you, has been absolutely unbelievable. And so many of you are a part of that. I have had incredible growth this year. I was really afraid last year to go out on my own. It's just scary, right? It is scary to quit your, you know, really safe job to go out on your own. But I'm just so thankful for that because I'm in a really good place with that, and I'm able to do some really neat things that I probably never thought that I would have been able to do. So support of my small business and the amazing crafting community. Okay. So there's my list. Probably I can tell you already, I know what I'm going to end up coming in and doing. These things right here, there's too much blank here. There's just too much blank. So I'll come in and I will add just a few words next to each of those. Because really I probably should add a few words because I've talked through a lot of my words, but I probably need to get the words out of my mouth and on paper, right? All right. So there we go. That is, I still have some things to do, and we'll take a look at how I finish up that list next week. The one thing, maybe no washing. Maybe I know what I'll do right there. I always encourage us, I just turned my back on you guys. I always encourage us to date our lists, right? Super, super, super important to date our lists because this is a great list, but one day I might look back on this, especially if I didn't have the page before that would say, well, this page before that said November 20, that's November 2020. So depending on how you're listing, you may not have a date to your list. And I know I'll want to look back on this at some point and go, gosh, when did I write that? Because health, well, I'm in like the best shape of my life. Not now, but one day I may look back at that and then go, interesting, I'm thankful for my health, but it's kind of a given now, not right now, but you know what I mean. So date our lists. I typically, this is kind of always my go-to, this date stamp, this roller date stamp. I don't think I linked it, but I'll come back and link it. This is probably one of the probably the listed stamp and this stamp. Those are probably the two items that are the biggest, most popular sellers on my website. So 11, okay, I always do this first. Anytime I stamp, whether I've stamped with the stamp before or I'm stamping with a brand new stamp, I come in and I test it. If it's a brand new stamp, I am priming it. So I want to get it primed and ready and get a little bit of ink on it so it kind of works out any issues it may have. But I also want to, number one, make sure the date is correct. But number two, I want to make sure, in this case, the roller stamp, that all those little numbers are lining up straight. And that's if I want them to line up straight. Maybe I don't. Maybe I want them to be kind of skimwampus. So you just want to double check. I just readjusted those, and let's see. There we go. That's better. And that, I just keep scratch paper. And that's my scratch paper from a number of our sessions. So I will go in with that little roller stamp. And my thought is to put it right there. So we'll see, actually, we'll see how this goes. I may just lift that up for 1 second. I know I want it to go right here. We'll just move that for 1 second. Oh, before I do that, sorry. I want to grab this. This is a stamping block. It is a grid stamping block. I've linked this in the description of the video. There are, I think, 8 or 9 that come in the package. And I like to put that underneath because I don't want to run into any weird bumps that I may have on the back side or earlier in my little book here. So I have a nice flat surface. Now look what happened. So I am a little bit off, actually quite a bit off. So what I will do here, I will readjust this. That is going to go up there. Now I'm going to try a little technique. I didn't do that on purpose. I really would have liked that to be straight. So I'm going to put that there. And every once in a while, you may see that some people will do something like this, where they'll stamp once. Well, that didn't work very well. Stamp once, stamp again, and whoopsie, kind of get a little bit of a shadow. So, okay, I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that. So here's the deal. I want us to move on to the next list. So I'm not going to fix that problem right now. I will come back. I will fix it before our next Saturday session, and we'll take a look at how I fix that. So I need to think a little bit about what I want to do there. There are a couple of different things that I could do to fix it or work with it. And one of those would be to do something like that, where you just kind of shadow stamp around it. I'm just not sure if that's what I want to do. So news at 11 on that. Okay, our next one. Our next list topic is things I want to do more of. So you guys, this could be anything, right? Now let's say I will keep it on the up and up. I'll keep it PG. And not, okay, now that just sounded bad. Not that I would put anything that wouldn't be PG on there, but anyhow, let's just move on from that. Things I want to do more of. So what I thought I would do, I am going to use one of these little stickers. And you've seen me use these little stickers before. This was from a company that I met probably 3 or 4 years ago at PlannerCon. And the company is called Sticker Stirs. Now, I went to their website as I've been using these. And right now, I think they were in a big kind of clean out of their shop. And then they are working on restocking. And I asked them, I said, these are my favorite stickers. Are you going to be making more of these? Because I've been using them and I want to send people your way, because when I use them, people are like, oh my gosh, those are so cute. Where did you get those? So good news is they said they will continue to make those, and I'll kind of watch. I asked them to let me know. So I'll kind of watch for when they start making those again, because they're just kind of fun. They're just little whimsical little boys and girls, or men and women, whatever. No, not that one. Don't want to use the blue hair. The blue hair, that sounds funny, right? The blue hair. You can tell I've used a lot of the blonde ones, because now we're down to the ones that aren't blonde. But this is probably me without hair color now, right? Not really. Although, yes, I dye my hair. I was a towhead when I was little. Seriously, towhead. I was a towhead. So let's see if this is going to work out the way that I want it to. I think what I'd like to do is, I think I want to do this right here. Well, I'm just going in, right? It's just a list. So if I don't love it, then that's okay. So this is going to be totally plain. Well, a little bit more plain. I am using that little sticker, but I'm no pattern paper or anything behind it. And I have this stamp. I showed this roller stamp a couple of weeks ago. This is an Allie Edwards roller stamp, and it has all different kinds of words on it. Where my little scratch paper is. Anyhow, she said that one, this is life, just awesome, fantastic memory. What's kind of fun about these, there's also he said, favorite story, the story, love life, so much love, whatever. What's kind of fun about, sorry, I don't mean to say whatever, but you know what I mean. What's fun about these is that these are a little bit larger than your typical roller stamp. Okay, so there she said. So it's actually a pretty good size for what I want to do here. So I have the little gal. I think that dates me when I say gal. You think? And I know some people don't like the word gal, but that's just kind of that's just one of my little things. No, yes, Kim, not that's what she said. Just she said. Just she said, because this is going to be my list. Now I'm going to try to make sure this is straight. It's going to be a little bit crooked. Oh, okay. I'm too tired. I am too tired. My stamping is not working well today. So when that happens, and sometimes we have to take our mistakes and figure out how to make them work, right? Let's come back here. There we go. Look, perfect there, right? Of course it's perfect there and not there. I was trying too hard. Okay, so I'm going to get my little tiny trimmer out. Bear with me for a second. Here we go. So I think what we're going to try to do, no, I know. Okay, I'm pulling out these. I had pulled these out ahead of time. These were, these are die cuts. Miss Modern Mite die cuts from the stamp market. Oh boy, I can already tell. This is gonna go at, we'll see what we end up with here. Sometimes when we're tired, it's a little bit harder to be creative, which is what I am, I think, running into here, friends. So what I was thinking is, okay, I'm going to take this piece, all right, and I think I'm going to use the what part as my she said to cover that over here. No, then I can't do that because then it says what she said, huh? No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm not going to worry about that. Because I know that's kind of a, you know, when people say, no, that's what she said, right? But I don't think I'm going to worry about that unless that goes there. Okay. Maybe that's better than what she said because that's probably just too much. All right, so let's do this. We can always fix it, right? We can always figure out a way to fix something. What I'm going to do right there, I'm pulling out the white gel pen. The white gel pen is going to, just I put a little tiny bit on there, and that is going to be my little like correction fluid. All right, so there you had it. It was there and now it's not there anymore. I've done that with a couple things where I kind of stamped a different place that I wanted to, and that'll just clean it up a little bit. If you looked really close, you guys, you would still be able to see that, but it's better than seeing a big black blob. Heavenly Gifted today, welcome. Hello, by the way, I'm new, just found you. I love it, and I love it even more that you said hello, because I think sometimes we go to, you know, we pop into something and we're like, oh boy, I don't know any of these people. They're chatting. They must all know each other, and you didn't do that. So good for you, and good for anyone that says hello. So what I just did here, you guys, I seem to do better in this case if I am stamping here like I did there versus right on there. So I just took a little bit of adhesive and I popped it down right there, and I'll just pull it back up when I'm done. Let's see if this works better. If it doesn't work better, then I'll just move on, because sometimes you just have to walk away. In this case, I won't walk away, but sometimes we just have to move on to something else. And now what happens when we're trying to make sure that we get it right, right? I'm trying to make sure I get it right. Look at, okay, better. See, we fixed it. There's not much that we can't do to fix something, you guys. Pretty much we can find something that will work. So I'll just take that off there. And now that's a little bit better. So what I may do, is, now that I'm using this big piece instead, I think what I'll come back in and do, I think I'll pull that up a little bit, move that up a little bit, and maybe add her. Well, let's see, how high can I go? I can't go any higher than that because, actually, I think that'll work. We'll do that. Okay, there we go. And you can just see a little tiny bit of that, but it's okay. It's just a list, right? Oh yeah, and look at Terry. If there was any doubt when I told you what my favorite colors were, look at that. There's just no yellow on there yet, right? Little blue, pink. I love pink and orange together. Love the pink and orange together. Now I just want to talk about something really quick. I did not pick the pink. Obviously, that wasn't necessarily my original go-to. My original plan was not to go with pink. My original plan was not to even go with pink here. So when you're doing your lists like this, I think sometimes people have a hard time of having two very different style lists next to each other. I didn't intentionally kind of plan for these to coordinate. And a good example of that is that list, right? These lists could not be more different, right? We have lots of really bright colors here. We have definitely more muted tones over here. So don't get caught up in, especially if you're a scrapbooker. A lot of times scrapbookers are used to doing 2 double page 12 by 12 spreads because they go in your album like that and they need to coordinate. That part for me, you gotta let it go. Now you do you, so if you want them to match, it's okay. But don't like prevent yourself from using something that you want to use or doing a list that you want to doing a list that you want to do next to another list because you think it's not matchy-matchy. You have all the permission in your world, especially in a traveler's notebook, you guys. That's why traveler's notebooks are fun, because there's kind of no rules. You can kind of do whatever you want and make it work, because if it works for you, then it works. All right, so there we go. She said, these are things I want to do more of. Now, what I think I'm going to do here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 things on my list. So I know I already have lines on my list, but I think I want to draw lines to write my things on. And I want to show you something. Sometimes you do not feel like you're being very creative. And that was me with these lists. So with this particular one, I this morning, because I've been working on the virtual retreat and having late hours, I thought, you know what? I just right now can't think about doing something creative and original. So I'm going to go back to something I've done in the past. So this big beastie traveler's notebook is from 5 years ago. And it is when I was participating in a project called Lister's Got a List. And that was put on by Corey Speaker. Some of you may know her as the Reset Girl. So I mention her a lot because that's really when I've been listing all my life, but when I started doing my creative listing, it was about 5 years ago in something that she was doing called Lister's Got a List. So in the description of the video, at the very bottom, I actually have flipped through videos. These are my lists from that time. She had 30 list prompts, so one for every day. So this was super cool and fun. Now what's fun, Kim, if I auctioned it, it would be hilarious because these are all my list. You'd be like, if I had a time machine, wait a minute, you'd go back and start over with Jack and not be so hard on him? What in the heck does that mean? Anyhow, so as I was flipping through, I thought, you know what? Look at this list. She said, there's a little gal, she said, and I'm going to do my little lines. So don't feel like you have to always be newly creative. You can be oldly creative. What I mean by that is you can go back to things you've done before and decide, you know what? I am going to kind of use that same format. So that's what I'm going to do. Hi, Anna. Okay. So, and hi, Napster. One thing I should probably say, all of the lists that we do are not topics that I have pulled from Lister's Got a List. That's really important to me that you guys know that. I come up with as much as I can. I mean, thankful, that's a pretty common one, but as much as I can, I do topics that would be my topics or topics that you guys email me with. So I love that. So a lot of times I get emails from you, and that was one of the ones last week when we did favorite toys. That stemmed off of our one of our lists the week before. the when I was a kid, and you have to say that. Say it that way when you say it. When I was a kid. From that list, but somebody emailed me and she said, hey, it would be really fun to do a list about our favorite toys. It kind of got me thinking about when I was a kid, what if we did a list about favorite toys? And I thought, oh my gosh, I love that. And so I just made it one of our lists. So if you have list ideas, if you have ideas for different lists that you would like to suggest, please send them my way. All right, so I just pulled that little recorded on out of that same Miss Modern die cut set because I'll put the date in there. Oh gosh, I'll be stamping again. Cornwall. Hi, Crafty Landing from Cornwall. And there's also a Cornwall, Canada too, right? I know. Sandy, you got your package. I'm so glad. Good, you have fun with that. I couldn't tell you what to order right now, but you have fun with that. All right, so there we go. I think though what I need down here, I need a little bit of washi. So I already know what I'm going to go to because of the color. That. And I think, just because it's right here on top, also this one. Ooh, well, you know what? Probably not. That's words and numbers, and I don't think I want those to go together. So I need another one, and the one that I think I need is maybe that. Where is it? It is Doodlebug Pink Swiss Dots. Well, I don't see it, so. Well, I don't see it. You could, no, different pink. You guys should know when I say I don't know. When I say I don't see it, I have probably, literally, I bet 1,000 rolls of washi. So finding things is sometimes is not as easy as you would think. You would hope. I just had it out the other day too. Actually, that might be okay. Let's see if that works. This is just a miscellaneous pink stripe. For a while there, I'll get in. Yeah, I think that'll be cute. I will. I get in patterns, I guess. Not patterns. I'm not sure what the word is I'm looking for. But I'll get in, not a rut, because I don't think it's a rut, but I will start using, yeah, I don't know what that is. I will use things. I'll kind of do the same technique for a while and then stop doing it, and then later be like, oh yeah, I want to do that again. So earlier, probably in the summer when I was doing a lot of our listing, a lot of the lists had washi at the bottom. So a washi and then also a little washi. Like, oh, no, that one has to be shorter. Too short. So I do like 2 little strips of washi. So that's what I'm doing right now. Uh-oh. I froze. Okay, hang on. My phone has been doing lots of recording this weekend at the virtual retreat and lots of lives and lots of Facebooks and all different kinds of things like that. So I need to plug in. When my phone gives us a little message saying low battery, that's when I lose you guys for a sec, or I freeze. At least it looks like I freeze. So there we go. And I think that will just go right on there. It's kind of ice cream shop-ish looking, right? And I say ice cream shop because we have, oh no, don't do that yet. I say ice cream shop because we kind of have the pink and the mint. So I'm going to do the same thing again here, just a little tiny bit of adhesive. So then I have something to stamp on besides that when I'm working with a roller stamp. So let's see, I think I would like to have a different, I just turned my head again. That's why I sound different. A different, hang on. A different date stamp. There we go. This, oh, I don't know. I've had this one for a while. I don't have it though. I'm not sure where you could find this, but I'm going to use it. Anyhow, you know how much I love my date stamps because I think they're just a great way to make sure that you always date your things, but sometimes you just don't want to write it or use stickers or something like that. So I wanted something that was a little bit smaller. So let's go to I don't know what I did with my little scratch paper. So we'll just use that as scratch paper. Oopsie. See, I have to, it's a fine line sometimes between rocking it and getting too much motion. And so your stamp or your ink kind of smearing or bleeding a little bit and then not getting enough. So I could probably sit here and do this all day and every time get a completely different impression. So we're going in. I'd love to read what you guys are saying, if you are, for your things that you want to do more of. So if you're not, then what are some of the things you want to do more of? Karen, I'm so glad. Karen just said she's done 2 fall pages in her, or 2 pages in her fall traveler's notebook insert. So I'm so glad. Okay. So every once in a while, see what just happened? It's a little scawampus, but that's okay. That's when, I'll bring it up here. The bottom part of my 2020, I'm kind of missing the bottom part of the letter. So I will come in here with my little black Sharpie and try really hard to kind of just fill that in. Okay, it works. I'll pop it off here and give it a little bit of. So when you're listing, you can decide how decorative you want it to be or how non-decorative, right? Non-decorative, how plain. If I wanted, like I said, I could just have a piece of scratch paper and be making my list. I think it's fun to save your list though, because time capsule, right? Someone later could come around and be like, wow, look how interesting that is. Look at what she wished on November 21st that, not wished, because wish doesn't happen. Things that she wanted to do more of. So she said, things I want to do more of. Okay, there we go. Things I want to do more of. Now, I wanted to actually have a little bit more, well, I didn't know this, but I think I need a little bit more room between that title and the bottom of, oh, I need to link this. My friend Lindsay told me about this little tool. This is awesome. So, because she had seen on one of my, well, more of my videos than one, where sometimes I try to peel things back up because I'm like, ooh, I don't like where that's placed. I want to move it. This little thing helps to kind of get under there. Now, if you have undo is a product that will help you do that as well, but I never think about getting my undo out ahead of time. So, oh yeah. Oh, guess what? Yeah, not going to work, Lael. Not going to work. And some of you were already there. Some of you were like, Lael, I'm not sure why you're trying to move that up because that covered up a boo-boo from earlier. Yeah, so there we go. Anyhow, it just, yeah, we'll put that right back down there. Although, okay, let's just try something. Let's get out our white gel pen. Yes, it is Creative Memories, right? It's Creative Memories. I found it online. I think they're well, that's a Creative Memories, I think. For those of you that are not scrapbookers, Creative Memories, or Memory Keeper, or whatever we want to say, Creative Memories is a company that has been around a really long time. Are they still around? Okay, so let's let that dry for a sec. Let's go on to our list. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things. And as I saw before, I think I want to do this. Oh, only 7 things that I want to do. Because guess what? I only had room for 7 lines. I clearly didn't measure there. Let's see which one of these is, well, one of those I can combine into 2, so that'll work. There we go. Okay, the first one, oh boy, exercise. That really should probably say leave the house. Did I write one that said leave the house? I didn't. When I get in like a super busy time of year, which this time of year is a super busy time of year, COVID or no COVID, sometimes I don't leave the house for days, which is horrible. So really, I was joking, well, but also serious. So I want to do more of exercise. These should not be wants. These should be needs. I want to do more exercise, and that's what I was joking about leaving the house. So let's say, whoopsie, do more reading. You guys have heard me talk about this before in some of our lists. I love to read. I am an avid reader. I'm a little bit of a speed reader. It's definitely one of the ways that I relax, and I do not spend any time reading anymore. Anytime. So, do more reading. Sue, good for you. You just started running again. It's amazing. I started running when I was probably in my mid 40s, maybe. And I'd never run before in my life. And I got very fit and very healthy. And then I hurt my knee. And I haven't run since. But I loved it. And I should start running again. I loved it because it just was so exhilarating. I loved it. Okay. Let's do this. Experimenting with cooking. So I really don't cook. Nick does almost all, let's be honest, all the cooking in our house. There are a few things that I make. I kind of find the recipes and we decide what we're going to make, and then he makes them. So I would like to do experimenting with more cooking. The next one. Slow down and relax. That was the one that I put together. Kathy, about my running skirt falling down. Golly, when did I tell that one? That's been a long time, I think, right? I think that's been a long... You'll have to tell me when I told that story. Because I'm interested now on maybe where I told you that story. So pop in and tell me where I told you that story. Okay, slow down and relax. Ginger's retreat. Okay, there we go. So Kathy, I think I can see your little tiny profile picture. So now I'm recognizing you. You guys, I'm horrible with most names. If we share something, then sometimes I remember. But I see your face, and Kathy, I totally know. Yeah, so running with my running skirt falling down because it got too big, and then constantly taking a few steps and hiking it back up again. Oh, yeah. Okay. Another one is craft just for me, right? Whatever the crafting is, just for me. Because my business is revolves around crafting. A lot of times I can't do it just for me, or I shouldn't say can't. There's no can't there. Yikes. Yeah, that didn't help. There's no can't. So I don't do it just for me. I have complete control. Although these Saturdays contribute to a lot more of me crafting just for me, right? Because this is for me. Okay. I sound like my mother. Well, not like my mother. I sound like a mother. Eat more vegetables. I like vegetables. I really do. It's just I don't eat them very often, and I don't know why. I just don't. So I need to eat more vegetables. The next one is kind of jokingly, but not jokingly, tied into the first one about exercise, and I said just leave the house. But in a different way, is just get outside. I really enjoy nature, and it's a beautiful time of year here. It's chilly. It's definitely fall, but it's not snowing yet. So those are the things I want to do more of. That is a pretty simple list, totally different list. And we also walk through how to fix some mistakes when you make them. Okay, so list number 3. For list number 3, I pulled out a couple of things, and this is kind of cheating, but not really. So I shouldn't say cheating. I have used I've talked before about a business that I love and love to support, and that's In a Creative Bubble. I don't know Geraldine. She and I have never met that I know of. I don't know her. Her design is, let's turn it this way, In a Creative Bubble. And actually, I pulled these out like right at the very end, so I haven't linked these, but I will go back in and link her shop, In a Creative Bubble. But her style is so right up my alley. It's very, very clean and graphic, and I love this style. I used a lot of her printables. These are just printables, so you buy them and download them and then print them out. I used a lot of these on in my coronavirus traveler's notebooks because she did some great printables that were geared a little bit more towards things that we might be doing during the coronavirus, during our kind of lockdown pandemic. But I pulled both of these out, and I already know. So these were pretty generic, good stuff, and I thought could work for this list, but I like this documented one, and I've used that documented one a number of times. The nice thing about buying printables, and when I say printable, it's basically you're buying art that someone else has created, and it's a digital download. So you are paying for the download. But one of the nice things about the download is once you have it, this is just a PDF. So I can print this as many times as I want. Now, it's only for personal use, so I shouldn't print it and give it to my friends, or I would never print it and put it in a kit unless I talked to her and purchased it from her. But for personal use, these things are great, you guys, because you find something you like, and something that's super generic like this, I'll continue to use all the time. So when I buy a printable set like this, and I think this was part of the Noteworthy Traveler's Notebook set. Usually with hers, there are anywhere, I think, between about maybe 10 and 18, I want to say, of those, of the printables, of the designs that you get. So literally just printed this out. And when I do that, when I buy them, I'll print maybe 4 or 5 sheets of, okay, I'm getting distracted by the comments. So I've got to look down and then I'm going to come back to comments. 4 or 5 sheets of the same thing so that I have them and I can just pull them from my file when I think I might want to use them and sort through them. Sometimes having paper prints of your digital printables that you purchased is nice to have, because then you don't have to go to the step of printing out and all of that. So there we go. That's what I've done. So I'm going to use this one that says documented. And I say cheating, and when I say cheating, I don't mean cheating, but I do. Basically, all the design's already done for me on this, right? It is already done for me. I have documented, I have the date. I can write my list right on here, which I think would be kind of fun. Okay, so this is funny. I see plus size boo. Said, Mom, are you here? It's your favorite firstborn. So I have no idea who that is, but I'd love to know who Mom is. Who's Mom? Mariana, are you Mom in that situation? No, you're not. I know you're not. So who is Mom? She never misses a class. I don't see her. Is it no shiny pumpkin? No. Okay, plus size boo. You'll have to Kemi. Oh yeah, Kemi. Yes, Kemi. Okay, so I recognize her name for sure. That's funny. So maybe she's not here. But Kemi, we're talking about you. So if you watch later, hi Kemi. Shirley. And Shirley, I had to say hi. My friend Shirley from California. It is? Okay, so Shirley and I met at a retreat where I was teaching last year. My friend Lizzie Lou also does retreats, and her retreat was in Fallbrook, kind of San Diego area, and that's when I met Shirley. Shirley and I have a nice little rivalry going. Shirley went to USC, University of Southern California, and I went to the University of Utah. Both of those teams play in the Pac-12, and so it was the fall, and we were joking back and forth about who had the better football team. So Shirley, what I did not realize, because I've pretty much written off Utah football this year because it hasn't happened, I don't think, because of, well, anyhow, that's a whole other coronavirus topic. But so Shirley just informed me that tonight there's a USC-Utah game. Well, I'll be teaching at the retreat, but I might have to tell Nick to record that. I'm sure he'll be watching. Okay, so there we go. when I was talking about cheating, design already done for me. Now, this one is, so let's bring our trimmer back in, too tall. Too tall. So we'll just come in, and I need to trim this down a bit. So I'll probably need to trim into that. Still too tall, so I'll come in here and trim a little bit above that. See what that does for us. Better. All right, so I already know it's super plain, right? Way too, Kathy, come on now. Go USC. I'm sure you accidentally typed some different letters after the U. I'm pretty sure you didn't mean to type SC. Maybe you just, your finger slipped on the keyboard, or maybe you need to go back to like typing 101, because I'm pretty sure you didn't mean to say USC. I think you meant to type UT, or maybe even UTAH, but even UT. I'm pretty sure that's what you meant to do, right? Yeah, I thought so. Okay. Greetings, Beverly from Sunny. Okay, let's give that one more try. Sunny Sydney, Australia. Wonderful. You guys, I love it that there's people from all over the U.S. We have people from Europe. We have people from, Ireland. No, not Ireland. Iceland. Okay, this is stupid. Please don't make fun of me for asking this question. I don't know. Is Iceland part of Europe? I mean, I know Ireland is. Well, Ireland's part of the, okay, anyhow. Iceland. Is Iceland considered part of Europe? So our Iceland friend that was on earlier, is that part of Europe? If not, if anyone knows or wants to Google, now I'm interested if Iceland is part of Europe. Again, please don't make fun of me for not knowing that. Well, you can, but I don't know the answer to that. So I'm going to do what a good adult should and ask a question. If I don't know, I should ask a question, right? I shouldn't feel stupid. We're all friends. Isn't Iceland part of Iceland? Right? See? Yes? Okay, so hold on. Or it's part of Europe. So I don't know, right? Yes, it's part of Europe. Okay, Shanners. We'll take your word for it. All right, there we go. So I already know this is super, okay. It is part of Europe according to Alexa. Wonderful. Terry says it's part of Littleton, Colorado. Kim says it's part of Tulsa, Oklahoma. I know, we're just kidding. Okay, wait, what is going on? Southwest Georgia, San Clemente. Oh, someone must have asked, Lordy. Karen just asked, hey, everyone, type in now where you are from. I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on? Okay, I get it. Blonde. Okay, on this date is November 21. Okay, it's dated for me. And if I wanted, I could probably put a 2020, maybe right there. Okay, there's my 2020. My list here is going to be, let me look at what time it is. Okay, 2:43. So I know there's a lot of color I need to add in here. This is really black and white, but it's a good start because I love the graphic kind of nature of it. And I love that you asked that question, Karen, because sometimes I don't know. Unless people say, okay, Phoebe, Massapequa. Is that how you say that? Massapequa. Netherlands, Ontario, Canada. Toronto. Oh, I know. Yes, lots of Canadians, eh? I think the reason there are lots of Canadians, I have done teaching quite a bit-ish in Canada. So Calgary, Toronto, Moncton, Winnipeg as part of the Craft and Create Scrapbooking Cards today. I can't remember. My brain is dead. As part of the Scrapbooking Cards Today magazine, they Create and Craft. Mandy, we met in Moncton. So Mandy, when we met in Moncton, oh yeah, that Crop and Create. Thank you, Collin. When we met in Moncton, that's when I got stuck in Chicago and then got stuck in, oh my gosh. What is that? What's the French Canadian? It starts with Montreal. Got stuck in Montreal. Yes, endless trip. Oh boy, I could talk to you guys for hours about that trip. It literally is like Unbelievable how long it took me to get there and all the travel issues. Okay, so let me think. What I was going to do now was, I need color. I need color. So I'm bringing in my my sticker books, and I am looking for the tab sticker book because this is going to be super plain. It's just going to be a super plain one. This one is prices of everyday items, which I thought would be kind of a fun thing to do. So tab sticker book. The tab sticker book has all different kinds of things in it besides tabs. So we've got great tabs for months and labels and all different kinds of things. But this is why I love the tab sticker book. The donuts and the donut holes. So the donuts would be the outside of the circle. The donut holes are the inside of the circle. Pink ticket, Kim. That is from Miss Modern, the Miss Modern die cuts. Both of those tickets are from Miss Modern die cuts, and I have linked those in the description of the videos. Okay, so donuts and donut holes. I like to use the donut holes for my lists. So I think I will just bullet these, make little bullets with the insides of the circles. So documented, now I need a title. And for the title, I will go with alpha stickers, because I think I'm just going to say prices. Prices? Prices of everyday items. That's this list. So these are all part of, okay, so here I'm going to lay in on a little Black Friday secret that I have coming. These four are the Simple Stories, Color Vibe Alpha Sticker Books. I use these all of the time. There are four. There's four. Brights, Lights, Basics, and Bolds. If you like alphabet stickers, you just might see a little bundle of, I don't know, maybe those four on my little website for Black Friday. So stay tuned for that. Let's talk about letter stickers for a minute. I love letter stickers because I use them a lot in my traveler's notebooks and I use them for titles. When you have different fonts, sometimes you're like, ooh, which font do I use? How do I know which font I use? Sometimes I like to mix fonts. Sometimes, well, when I say mix fonts, I'll tell you what I mean. Sometimes I like fonts to be very opposite, and sometimes I like them to be similar. So an example of that, I have this pretty bold title right there that says documented, right? That is a sans serif font. So if you've ever heard that term, a sans serif font, sans serif, serif would be, Cherie, I do have that container listed. That, yes, absolutely. That is, I use that for my sticker books and my, another one for my 6x8 pads. So it's listed in the description of the video. I'm looking for a serif font so I can show you the difference. Okay, here's a good one. All right. So, right here, on this word that says February, you see how there are those little things that are coming. This is not the correct terminology, I realize. Those little pieces that are on those letters that like you don't see on these letters, those are called serifs. So all those little things, those are serifs, those little additions on the letters. So serif, sans serif. Serif is with, sans serif is without. So this is a sans serif font. It has no serifs. It's without the serif. So sometimes, depending on what I'm doing, I like to mix a sans serif with a serif. In that example, if I was taking the sans serif with, let's say, these little stickers right here have a serif, I might mix those and it might look okay. Other times, I might not want to mix them at all. So if I didn't want to mix them, I would go sans serif there, and then I would go sans serif here. So those have no serifs. So I'm not sure yet what I want to do. These are sans serif-ish letters. When I say ish, well, the top of the J kind of has a serif, but really these are sans serif letters. They're just much more whimsical than we have up there. So I'm not sure if these will work or not. I don't know. Don't know if I want to use those or if I'd want to use... I'm just thinking. Probably what I want to do is stay more towards this kind of color family. And so since these were Carpe Diem, which used to be part of Simple Stories, I think I'm going to mix these two together. I won't use these for now. These will go back in their little envelope containers. Okay, so let's see. Prices. Maybe, let's just see if I use one of these. And I don't know yet how much room, if I have enough room for these larger versions. So these are I think what makes these sticker books so great. You have different colors, but then within each color, you also have multiple sizes. So those are two different colors. Those are the same color, two different sheets, large alpha, small alpha, and then a little square. So I'm starting with the large, and we'll see if this works. So I think I will probably be okay with that because PRI is skinny CES. Yeah, I'll be fine. I may not quite be centered though. PR, and you see how I'm adhering that down at the bottom instead of up at the top? I can move that if I need. Sandy, those little stickers with the little gal that I used right here. I know gal dates me too. Oh, I already said gal. Whatever. Those little stickers are made by a company called Sticker Sters. Sticker and then STERS. I checked with them last time I used the stickers, and they are they've done a big clear out of their stickers on their website, and now they are starting to do some new ones and add some new ones again. So they did tell me that they will be doing more of that, and those little stickers I think are called Avia and Friends. Avia. So they will be having more of those coming to their website later. I don't know if it'll be this year or early next year, but I asked them to keep me posted when they start doing that again. So I will make sure that I let everybody know, because that's just another small business that I love to support. All right, so guess what just happened? And yes, Kathy. Kathy was one step ahead of me. She's looking at the sticker sheet and she's like, Lil, you're going to have a problem. You only have one S, right? So normally what I do, but I got way too far ahead of myself. Normally, and you guys have seen me do this, before I start, I make sure I have the stickers I need. So I would go, okay, there's a P, I have that P, I have that R, I have that I, and I'll just make a little mark with the pencil. I have that C, and I'd go, uh-oh, I don't have a second S. Now, these are from the lights. So guess what? I happen to have a second S. Oh, and you know what? So I could do that. So let's look at this. Although I'll talk this through, but I'm not going to do it right now. I could come in. So the suggestion that Mandy, that's a great suggestion. Mandy suggested, why don't you take the 8 and turn it into an S? So I totally could. I could, let's just pretend. Well, I'm not going to pretend, but it may not look quite right. So let's see. Let's go to our S so we have an idea of what that looks like. If I know what an S looks like. Chop that right there. I'm doing this pretty quick. Well, you may think that's not quick, but. And there, so there's part of an S, right? And if I turn that over, and I do that, and then get rid of that. Oh, Mandy's a genius. Look at that. Yes, so Karen, like I said, they are, when I reached out to her, she mentioned, now it's kind of raw, so, but look at that. There's my 8 turned S. Yes, they are, they had a big clearance sale. They cleaned out They cleaned out everything on their website, and they will be loading up again sometime in the future. So she said, I asked her to just reach out to me when she does that. But yeah, nothing there right now. Or when I was there, they still had some things, but they definitely didn't have those little Avia stickers. Come on, little guy. Get in the right spot. All right, so while I'm trying to place that, so here's the deal. When I started thinking of prices of current items, well, I'm like, okay, so I'm not sure how much a loaf of bread costs. So how much does a loaf of bread cost? And what about the kind of bread that we use, right? So maybe you can find a loaf of bread that's $1.58, but maybe you like the Dave's Killer Bread like we do. So what I did to come up with lists of some of the prices, now I need to write this, of everyday items. Of everyday items. Okay. So what I did, I went to our local grocery is Smith's Food and Drug. So I went to internet and I typed in Smith's Food and Drug, and I went to their website. Our local grocery, you can order groceries online. So I thought, well, you know what? That's a great way for me to find out what I might want to list the prices of and then know what the prices are. So if you're kind of racking your brain going, geez, what does a loaf of bread cost? Or what does a gallon of milk cost? Because they may not be at the top of your mind. You can go to your local, if you have a local grocer that does online, then you could find the prices of the items there, because that's what I did. All right, so here I'm going to do the prices of my everyday items. I'm going to do that in Roy G. Biv order. Roy G. Biv, that is the way that I remember the color order of, or the order of the colors in the rainbow, kind of that spectrum. So red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. And that little acronym that I said, Roy G. Biv, is how I remember the order. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. Now, luckily, for us, or me, on my sticker sheet, they're also organized that way. So red, starting with lighter shades of red first, like pink, and then moving into red, and then orange, and yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. So I pulled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I pulled 10 things that I wanted to list. Oh, I know what I was going to do. I had these out because originally I was going to not use this documented piece at all. And I was going to have a title that said, Who Knew? And then I was going to say that. So I think I'll still kind of keep that title idea in mind for something else. Who knew? But how many did I say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so I need 10 little spots there. So we'll do this in my rainbow order. And there's a light pink, then a pink. Actually, what I really should do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I need to skip a few of the colors. I'll skip that one. What I'm trying to do is start from the bottom and go up. So I guess we'll just do this. I make sure I have enough spacing. And then if I need to move those around a little bit, I could. Maybe. Those are pretty close, so we'll skip that one. 1, 2, 3. Yep, I'm going to have to move them a little bit because they're just a little bit, unless I decided I wanted to add some more items. So let's just move just a titch. Actually, that's probably okay. Move these just a little bit. So I'm interested, as we are talking about prices of everyday items, what would be on your list? So, because I'm interested, because maybe there's some things that you have on your list that I'm like, ooh, I didn't think about that. I would love to know what that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Keep going backwards. 8. We better get the orange in there. 9. And then I better get my red in there. So there we go. That worked. There's my rainbow order. They're a little bit off, but that's okay. Oh, heavens. I could probably move these around forever now, right? Let's just leave those alone. Well, it's good enough. Good enough, right? They're a little bit crooked, but that is okay. Yes. So, Kathy, toilet paper, absolutely on my list. Shanners, movies, yes, on my list. Although I haven't been to a movie in forever, right? Jackie, great. You said you got prices as you shopped this morning. Perfect. Because you, ahead of time, were like, ooh, that's great. You knew what the list was. Cheap bread. Bread, yep. Every idea had an iPhone chargers. Oh my gosh, seriously, Mariana, exactly. When you have teenagers at home, well, adults, really, they're adults, and they steal your chargers. They don't really steal them, they borrow them, and they forget to ever give them back. Yes, right? $6 for a movie, right? Bread, right? So I'm going to tell you, there are certain things that you will splurge on. And I will put the bread that we like to eat on here, and I will tell the name of the price of our bread is crazy. But anyhow, so the first one that I had is gas. And if you don't know the price of gas, generally I don't know the price of gas because I don't drive very often. And my car gets a lot of gas, miles to the gallon. You know what I meant there. So I had to look, and all I did was I typed in gas price Utah, and it told me what the gas price was. So right now, the gas price in Utah is $2.30 a gallon. Now this is something that's interesting. Edith, so good night. You're 11 at night in the Netherlands. Thank you so much for joining. I love it when you guys are interrupting. Well, everyone's interrupting their day, but you are now late at night. So good night, Edith. Gas $2.30. Here's the thing, and you know where you live. In the United States, we do gas per gallon. In Europe, Canada, do you guys do by the liter? So you might want to add that. You might want to write liter or gallon or something next to it. Next up is milk. So a gallon of Phoebe. Look at Phoebe. Phoebe wants to go. Everyone wants to go where Phoebe lives. $1.89 for gas. That's good. Oh, you know what? That may be, I don't remember. That's the other thing. What if it's unleaded or premium unleaded? That may be, I'm not sure what that was, but that's close enough, right? Okay, next one. Milk. Milk was $2.39. It doesn't seem to me like you see a lot of fluctuation in the price of milk. I'm not sure though. So, and that's a gallon, so I didn't put that on there. Gallon of gas, gallon of milk. Ooh, look it, they're right about the same price. A movie. So, a movie. When I looked it up, and I thought this was kind of odd, was $8.10. So, yes, that seems very high to me for a movie. Although, from what I understand, movies like in California are like way crazy. Like way crazy, right? Yes, Kim, $2.39 a gallon of milk. Yes, I wasn't sure if you were asking gas, but milk, yes. And you guys, here's the other thing. Depending on where you live, this is an entirely different list. So what I might want to add over here is that these are the prices of everyday items in Utah. Because if someone, Mariana, if you're Bay Area, or Kim, so wherever you are, you might want to write where this is coming from. Because let's see if you do this in 10 years, right? If you do it in 10 years, you might be like, holy cow, and then you go, oh yeah, that's right. That's when I was in Utah. In Utah, bread was less expensive. But when I moved to San Francisco, bread was crazy. Yeah, movie, $15. That's crazy. Gas. So Laura just said gas in Germany, $5.42 per gallon. Per gallon. $5.42 per gallon. Could you imagine here in the US, based on our lifestyle and how people drive in the US, if our gas was $5.42 a gallon, right? Europe, there's a lot of people that take trains in Europe. There's a lot of people that take public transportation in Europe because gas is so crazy expensive. Oh, so that would be interesting. Mariana said she didn't smoke, but she was a cashier. In '89, a pack of Marlboro cigarettes was $1.25 with tax included. Does anyone know what a pack of cigarettes costs these days? I don't. $8. Okay, right. Look at that. You talk about a huge increase, right? That's a huge increase. Now, smoking is bad for your health. But that would be an incentive to not smoke if you were a smoker, right? Holy cow, $8 a pack. That's crazy. Talk about inflation. But that's kind of a fun then and now list. So a little bit different version of this. You could be doing a then and now in Canada, 16 per pack. Holy cow. That's 16 per pack Canadian, right? So for US, maybe, gosh, you guys, Mandy Canadian too. Well, US, the exchange rate these days, I'm so sorry. Your exchange rate is hard with ours right now. I know that. Movie. Next one I have right below movie. And I think Karen just mentioned this. She mentioned Netflix. Netflix was on my list. And I had to Google it. We have Netflix, but it's just one of those things that kind of comes out of your account. Basic package, or I don't know, they had a basic and a standard. $12.99. So that's one that we've seen fluctuate in the years. Do you guys remember way back when Netflix, you would actually go online and decide what movie you wanted to watch, and they would mail you a CD in the mail and then a return envelope, and you'd mail it back. So it's interesting to kind of look at the changes. But you could do a then and now and have then prices, now prices. If you did it then and now, you'd just have to say when then was. All right, so bread. So we really like a bread called Dave's Killer Bread. Now, we don't eat a ton of bread, so I probably should caveat that. The bread that we like is called Dave's Killer Bread. It's a very interesting story about that gentleman that started that company, Dave's Killer Bread. He was a convict, but very interesting story. Dave's Killer Bread. I looked, $5.49. That's a lot for a loaf of bread. But if you don't eat a lot of bread and you really enjoy that bread, it's all kind of in perspective, right? You may love Wonder Bread, and it may be $1.25 a pack, but if you still back on the cigarette thing, it may be $1.25 for a loaf of bread. But if you go through a lot of bread and you buy 4 loaves of bread, then it's relative, right? Candy bar, right? Full-size bar for a nickel. Isn't that crazy? Full-size bar for a nickel. I remember when a candy bar was a quarter. You could go get a quarter. All right, next one. Chicken. Lots of us eat a lot of chicken. And this is not like this is just regular old chicken. Not organic or anything. It's $3.49 a pound. That's what I saw. $3.49 a pound. Ground beef. And I thought ground beef was just a little bit easier than to try to pick a different kind of steak or whatever, because there's so many different kinds of steak that there could be your meat. Ground beef was $4.49. And these are just, again, in our area. I just went to our local grocer online and looked at some of the prices. Grapes. Our family loves grapes. Grapes. And we prefer the purple grapes, not like the dark purple, I guess red grapes. Oh, hi, kitty. Oh my gosh. Hi, Poe. That's weird. So our cat is sitting in the doorway. I'm sure he is starving. He is looking at me like he's not even blinking. Like he was just like staring so intently at me. Okay, he just moved his head, but anyhow. Wow. Okay. Hi, Poe. I'll feed you in a minute, bud. Okay. Everyone's gone. So grapes. We like purple grapes. So grapes were $2.49 a pound. And then I had 2 more. Avocado. This is where you Californians have us beat. Avocados. And they're actually, I don't think this is bad right now. I don't know. Because I don't know. I don't know. I'm very bad when it comes to what groceries cost. I don't know. Avocado. Because Nick, I get you guys, this is going to make me sound like such a horrible wife. Nick does all the cooking and goes to the grocery store. So I don't know. Avocado, $1.25. But I think in California, avocados, really, really, really less than that, right? Because they grow in your backyard along with all the citrus. I know that's not true, but avocados 49 cents each, right? All right, last one I had was toilet paper. And of course, I had to put toilet paper on here. Now, toilet paper is a hard one, you guys, because I thought, well, do you look for a 4-pack roll, or do you look for an 18-pack roll, or a Costco size roll? Because they're all different. Is it 1-ply or 2-ply or, whatever. So toilet paper, when I found online a 4-pack roll, because I figured that's what I do, and I didn't see too many options, so I don't really know. But it was $3.29 for a 4-pack roll. Now, we never buy a 4-pack roll, not that we have issues at our house with toilet paper and needing toilet paper, but we usually just buy the big roll from Costco, the big package from Costco, when you can get it, when it's not in high demand. Okay, friends, so that is the start of my list. I still need to do a little bit of work. I will do something here. I need to add a little bit more color. But I need to sign off because I need to jump back. Well, I need to feed the cat, clearly, very quickly. Next week, I will show my list done. Actually, for the last 2 weeks, I will do that. Hang on, we're going for a ride. Let me turn off those lights because that's very bright. I don't need to go get Poe something to eat really quick and get Lael something to eat really quick, and then jump back into teaching at the virtual retreat. The guys here doing the Christmas lights. So just a couple quick things. I would love it, love it, love it. I know some of you guys are very, very good about supporting me every week and buying from my shop. I would ask you this week to not do that. I know that's going to sound very odd. I would ask you this week to not do that, and please go check out the auction that a bunch of makers in our crafting community are doing right now for the Kartchner family. That starts on Sunday night, but I've included the link to Instagram, so you can go see the auction items, and if you see something that you'd like to bid for, great. If not, there's even a PayPal address where even if it's $1 or $2, it just would mean the world to that family with just some things that they have going on. So that would be much appreciated. Oh gosh, what else was I going to say? I don't know. I don't remember. What I will say is thank you guys. Thank you for joining me again on another Saturday. I love our Saturdays. It's creative time for me. And like we saw, one of the things on my list was things that I want to do more of. And that's have more creative time for me. So this is a way that I make sure. The guy's now getting a ladder and he's right in front of my window. So he's probably like, what in the hell is she doing? The auction. So the question again came up, is the auction available only on Instagram? Right now, it is, but I'm going to do some checking to figure out if there is a way that we could somehow, there's a couple of individuals that are heading up that whole auction. So to figure out a way that we can make that available to people that are on Instagram. Karen, thank you. You are always so good about asking people to give it a thumbs up. That's super important. And really, this is the thing, you guys. If it comes to supporting any small business, I saw Kathy Zilski, another maker in the industry, had posted something the other day on social media that said, this time of year, if you want to support a small business and financially you can't support a small business, there are tons of other ways to support a small business. Seeing one of their posts and commenting on it, or liking one of their posts, or sharing one of their posts with a friend or something like that, talking to your friends about their business. Whatever it is, those are some great ways that you can help to support another business. So, as Karen said, if you like what you saw, give it a thumbs up, because that's super important in the way that all the social media things in the YouTube works, and that just helps other people. There's lots of new people that are finding us, and I love that. And the way that they find us is all the interaction. You guys give thumbs up, you guys comment, YouTube sees that and goes, oh, look it, people must like this video. We're going to suggest this video to other people, which just makes it great for all of us, because then we can all share together. Okay, friends, those of you in the U.S., please have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Be safe. There's a lot going on. I won't tell you who to spend your Thanksgiving with and who to not spend it with. You are adults. and you will make your decisions like we all will. But please be safe. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Remember to wear your stretchy pants so your waistline can stretch as it needs to if you want to really enjoy Thanksgiving. And then maybe go out for a walk. And then maybe do a preemptive walk in the morning to kind of loosen the pants a little bit so they can stretch. Those of you that are all over the world, thank you. Have a safe week. And I will see all of you next Saturday, which is, I don't even remember what day now because it's 21st, 27th, 28th? Right. Next Saturday, November 28th, 2020. We'll be back here at 9 a.m. Pacific time at our kind of regular standard time, and we will do more listings. So stay tuned for an email next week where I will share the lists. Next week, really starting next week, you guys, almost all the way through December, we'll be doing holiday themed lists. Things you're looking forward to the holidays, maybe gift lists, maybe worst present you ever had, maybe best present you ever had, best present you ever gave. Those are just some of the list ideas I have floating around. So lots of comments there, you guys. Oh, I know, very last thing, don't forget, if you're still here, remember, as soon as the chat's over, as soon as the video's done, go ahead and leave a comment. Oopsie. Go ahead and leave a comment. Golly. Let's try that one more time. Go ahead and leave a comment on the video itself, not the chat, but the video. I will draw 2 more random lucky winners next week, next Saturday, to win another stamp set. And Robin and Josephine Designs, I will reach out to you so I can get your addresses to mail you your little package. And those, again, are courtesy of my friend Andy that helps with the stamps. Thanks, you guys. Take care. Be safe. Until next Saturday. Bye-bye.